Look at here, look at here. There's a lot of people smiling and pretending that they're the Huxtables, when in reality, that's not it.
All right, so we're here for part 2 of my dating expectations with my mom. Why are you looking at me like that?
Just saying.
Just saying what? Don't start. We are here for part 2 of dating expectations with my Haitian mother. Are you ready?
So ready.
All right, first one, I'm coming off strong. Their mother has to be married or has to have been married before.
I don't think that's fair.
Why?
Because there are a lot of single parents out there who raised their kids to be a gentleman. So why judge the guy from... No.
I'm not judging. I want a man who values marriage, and I feel like most men who see married couples and who are raised by married couples, they value it a lot more.
True, but you can't judge every book by the first chapter. What about if she's never been married and she raised a single son?
Then that's great for her. But as for me, I would rather my potential partner have been raised in a 2-parent married household, because he would understand the dynamics of marriage more and he would appreciate the institution of marriage a lot more. That's just my preference.
Look at here, look at here. There's a lot of people smiling and pretending that they're the Huxtables, when in reality, that's not it. And this ain't that kind of party we trying to have. We trying to have a genuine person, no matter what their background is. Background is important. Family history is important. However, you should not be judging, not like that. There are other things you need to be judging, but not that.
Mom, I'm not judging, and I think that's the problem nowadays. Just because I want something for myself, for example, if I say I want to date or marry a black man, it does not mean that I'm saying forget all the white men. Forget. It's just stating what my preference is.
So noted. That is your preference. I honor your preference. I respect your preference, but I think you're going to miss a lot of good guys by closing out and putting that stigma out there that their parent or their mother would have had to be married.
But parents have a huge impact on the way children are raised, and it affects people's mentality.
Okay.
Let's move on. Move on. I don't want to be with anyone who is the sole provider for their family. I don't want to be with anyone who is the reason that their family is eating. No, don't want to do it.
I agree to a certain extent.
What's the certain extent?
Again, I'll take your grandfather, for example.
Okay.
He had to leave school in order to provide for his family. And so therefore there's some circumstances where people have to do what they have to do. Now, what is happening, and especially in the Caribbean culture, is that the parents are taking advantage of their kids. That's what's happening. But if everything works out the way that it's intended, if you have a future spouse who was providing for their family or their extended family, and now they have their own family, if they used to give $50, now they're going to only be able to give $25. Not continue to give the $50. And what's happening is they're being bamboozled. They're being, I don't know what to call it, but
they're being milked. They're being used,
manipulated. I don't want to put that stigma because you don't know the extent. You don't know the history. A lot of them are made to feel like you owe this to me. I brought you into this country. I did this for you, so you owe me. And that's just that. It's not a good thing. It's not the right thing, but it's being done. So what can you do? I think the most important thing is to put it out there. A good woman will not stop a man from helping his family if he can.
And a good man also knows how to say no.
Yes, there are times to say no. You can't be a yes, 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 want to please everybody all the time. However, at times if you drop them cold turkey, they're going to hate your spouse. Because they're going to say, that little heifer took food from my mouth.
Exactly.
They may not say it in front of your face, but they will say it.
All right, let's get a little more light, okay? I don't expect to touch the trash if a man is around. I don't think a woman should be taking out the trash when a man is around. Point blank, period. I don't think anyone can change my mind about that.
I'm not going to try to change your mind. But
what?
I think I've raised you to know how to do everything, and there's a reason for that. There's a reason
Mom,
for that.
We're not going to dig into that. We're going to keep things point blank, because I said when a man is around. When a man is around.
How do you know when a man is around? He's around today. He might not be around tomorrow.
And when he's not around tomorrow, I'll take the trash out. But as long as he's around today, he should be taking out the trash.
Okay, I agree with you.
Point blank, period. Next subject.
Again.
Next subject.
I still think that shared responsibility. It is his job to take out the trash. How would you like it if he says your job to cook?
Then it's his job to pay all the bills.
His job, her job, whose job, I don't know. Where's the togetherness in this? We not one getter, we two getter.
Yeah, we together. And together, we are accomplishing one common goal, but each person has to play their role. I'll take out the trash.
What is your role? What is your role?
Mom,
what is your role?
Next subject.
What about if they say your role is to stay barefoot and pregnant?
The next one is no best friends of the opposite sex. No new female friends. Old existing female friends, I can't do anything about that. But a new female friend, she gotta go.
I get it. I get it, and I totally understand. But guess what? A dog's gonna be a dog. Whether it's a best friend, or he said that's my cousin, or he says that's my friend. If he's a dog, he's gonna be a dog. And guess what? The family be knowing, and they be hiding for him. They be kikiing with you, and they know he got one in the closet, one in the back door, one in the front door, one under the bed.
You okay?
I'm all right.
This is the last one, and it's actually a new addition to my list because I never realized how important it was. But my future partner has to know how to cook. I'm not expecting him to cook every day, but what if one day I'm sick and I can't cook for my kids? I don't want them eating McDonald's. Like, I feel like it's important for both partners to know how to take care of the household.
I totally agree. I agree with that, but those are boundaries, and preferences is a better word to set prior to you getting involved.
Agreed.
So once you let that known, let that information, put it out there, put it in the universe. This is what I'm looking for. These are my expectations. And it's so funny because while you were younger, you always said you would have a maid. So now,
and I still will.
Now it's all about cooking. So things change, people change, but being upfront, putting your expectations out there, that way it's not said that you've changed. You didn't say this before.
All right, y'all. That's the end of the video. Thanks for joining us, Mom.
You're welcome.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.